19 unusual things about Indonesia women ready to sleep with strangers. Have you ever wished to get away from the busyness of the city, spend time in pristine nature, and discover other cultures? Indonesia, dubbed the land of 1,000 islands, is renowned for its lush foliage and opportunities to see exotic species. The nation is also home to magnificent volcanoes that erupt clouds of white smoke, producing striking and breathtaking views. Over 300 ethnic minority groups call Indonesia home, and they all have unique traditions, rituals, and artistic expressions. You can take part in weird festivals, such as the Intimacy Festival with strangers, eat strange cuisine, such as grilled snake flesh, and have a lively nightlife. Living in Indonesia, you should exercise caution nevertheless, as there are rules against cohabitation or intimate relations before marriage. Together, let's investigate the top 19 oddities about Indonesia. Number 19. The Intimacy Festival with strangers. One of the world's strangest festivals is the Pond Festival, also known as the Intimacy Festival with strangers. Regardless of whether the participants are married, the belief is that this will bring good luck from the gods. Held 7 times a year, the Pond Festival attracts thousands of pilgrims and tourists to the Gunung Kawi temple on the sacred mountain in Java. Participants in the Pond Festival must bathe in spring water to purify their bodies, then find a stranger to be intimate with who must not be their spouse. To receive blessings and good luck from the gods, they must be intimate with the same person 7 times in a row. Therefore, they exchange phone numbers and addresses to complete the ritual over 35 days. Most participants are business owners who believe this practice will bring prosperity and success to their ventures. Due to this peculiar custom, Gunung Kawi is also called the Hill of Love, centered around a Muslim temple on the mountain's peak where men and women from various professions, regardless of marital status, participate to seek luck and wealth. What do you think of this intriguing festival? Would you join in for some good luck? Let us know in the comments section. Number 18. Nightlife in Indonesia. Overall, nightlife in Jakarta is rated as high-quality entertainment, offering tourists enjoyable experiences, especially in prominent bars and nightclubs like Blowfish and Dragonfly. A less typical aspect of nightlife at tourist hotspots involves prostitution and red light districts. Legally, prostitution in Indonesia is considered a crime against decency or morality. Indonesian authorities have launched several campaigns since 2019 to eradicate all red light districts. Jakarta once had the infamous prostitution hub, Kalijodo, which is now officially closed. However, prostitution continues in new forms, such as online dating or undercover in nightclubs and strip clubs. According to sources, Jakarta still has 3 main red light districts: Jalan Jaksa in central Jakarta, Jalan Blok M in South Jakarta, and Jalan Taman Sari in West Jakarta, which continue to attract sex tourists. Would you brave Jakarta's nightlife or stick to the safe and vibrant club scenes? Leave your comments below. Number 17. The strange custom of living with the dead in Indonesia. In the Tanah Toraja region on the remote island of Sulawesi, there exists a unique funeral custom known as living with the dead. The Toraja people believe death is merely a transition to another world, and the dead continue to be present in their lives. Therefore, instead of immediate burial, they keep the bodies of their deceased relatives at home for weeks, months, or even years. The corpses are embalmed with formalin and herbs, placed in coffins adorned with fabrics, jewelry, and valuable items. These coffins are kept at home or in caves, and family members regularly visit, talk to, and bring food and gifts to the deceased. Annually, the Toraja hold the May Nini festival, an elaborate and costly funeral ritual to send off the dead to the afterlife. During the festival, the coffins are opened, the bodies are bathed, dressed in new clothes, and paraded around the village before being returned to their coffins and buried in caves or family tombs. Would you be able to live with your deceased relatives, or does the thought send chills down your spine? Leave your comments below. Number 16. Ban on premarital intimacy and cohabitation. Despite such liberal festivals, the Indonesian Criminal Code prohibits extramarital intimacy and cohabitation. Those engaging in extramarital affairs can be sentenced to 1 year in prison, while unmarried couples living together can face 6 months in jail. The new law, applicable to both Indonesians and foreigners residing in the country, also bans cohabitation among unmarried couples. According to CNN, the law has been passed by Indonesian parliamentarians but will not take effect for 3 years to allow time for drafting implementation regulations. Abortion remains illegal in the country, and punishment for adultery is only enforced if complaints are filed with the authorities. For married individuals, the spouse has the right to file a complaint. Strict regulations on sexual activity in relationships are not new in some regions of Indonesia. Aceh province, with a predominantly Muslim population, enforces Sharia law, allowing public caning for offenses such as gambling, adultery, alcohol consumption, and homosexual activities. How do you feel about such strict regulations? A necessary moral compass or an infringement on personal freedoms? Leave your comments below. Number 15. No drinking alcohol in Indonesia. Indonesia, a Southeast Asian country with the world's largest Muslim population, has specific regulations and restrictions regarding the use and sale of alcoholic beverages. Understanding these rules is crucial for tourists and foreigners living in the country. Most of Indonesia's population practices Islam, and Sharia law plays a significant role in shaping social regulations. Under Sharia law, the consumption of alcohol is prohibited, and as a result, the use of alcoholic beverages in public places is often restricted or entirely banned. Alcohol is only sold in certain locations such as licensed liquor stores, hotels, and tourist resorts. Buyers must have valid identification and may be limited in the amount of alcohol they can purchase. Drinking alcohol in public places, including beaches, parks, and public transportation, is usually prohibited or restricted. Tourists should be careful and respect local culture by avoiding the consumption of alcoholic beverages in these areas. Would you find these restrictions challenging during your visit, or do you appreciate the cultural respect they enforce? Leave your comments below. Number 14. Keeping distance from women. Indonesia is a culturally and religiously diverse country, so tourists should be aware of local customs to avoid misunderstandings. One important thing to remember is to maintain appropriate distance from women, especially in areas with a strong Islamic influence. Due to the influence of Islam, Indonesian men are advised to respect and keep their distance from women. Intimate behaviors typical of Western cultures, such as holding hands or kissing on the cheek, should be avoided here. When you meet older women, they will extend their hand for you to lightly hold and then bring to your forehead. If you are not at the home of acquaintances, unmarried couples should stay separately or inform the hotel owner of their relationship to avoid being detained. Instead of initiating a handshake with women, smile and nod in greeting. If an Indonesian woman extends her hand, shake it gently with your right hand and avoid prolonged direct eye contact. Would you be able to adjust to these cultural norms, or would they feel too restrictive for you? Leave your comments below. Number 13. Indonesia is home to the Komodo dragon. Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago, is not only famous for its pristine tropical islands and diverse culture, but also proudly hosts the unique giant lizard, the Komodo dragon. Primarily residing on the islands of Komodo, Rinca, Flores, and Gili Motang, the Komodo dragon is the largest lizard species still existing on Earth, with lengths reaching up to 3 meters and weights up to 150 kg. This reptile has a fierce appearance, with thick scaly skin, sharp teeth, and agile movements. The Komodo dragon is an apex predator in its ecosystem, capable of hunting a variety of prey, from deer, wild boar, and water buffalo to even older buffalo and zebras. Its venom can paralyze and kill prey within a few hours, making it a formidable hunter. Notably, the Komodo dragon is quite dangerous because it is a carnivore and can potentially eat a human. The Komodo National Park is a popular tourist destination that attracts visitors from around the world to observe and learn about these giant lizards in their natural habitat. Would you dare to visit the Komodo dragons, or is this thrilling adventure too wild for your taste? Leave your comments below. Number 12. The mysterious blue-eyed tribe in Indonesia. On the beautiful island of Buton in Indonesia, hidden among vast tropical forests and majestic mountains, there is a peculiar tribe with sky blue eyes known as the Buton people. Research indicates that the reason for the Buton people's blue eyes is due to Waardenburg syndrome, a rare genetic disorder. This syndrome affects the pigmentation of the skin, eyes, and hair, resulting in blue or gray blue eyes and sometimes white or light blonde hair. The rare Waardenburg syndrome does not significantly impact the health of the Buton people. They live normal lives like everyone else, engaging in agriculture, fishing, and maintaining their unique cultural traditions. The blue eyes of the Buton people have become a distinctive symbol, attracting tourists from around the world to Buton Island. Visitors come not only to admire the island's pristine natural beauty, but also to explore the mystery of the blue-eyed tribe and learn about their unique culture. However, since Waardenburg syndrome is hereditary, the number of Buton people with blue eyes is gradually decreasing, making the preservation and maintenance of their unique beauty of utmost importance. Number 11. Unusual and strange cuisine. Indonesia's culinary culture always fascinates visitors, immediately reminding tourists of the rich diversity of the country's culture. This diversity is not only in the cooking methods but also in how the dishes are enjoyed, with spices being one of the most crucial elements in food preparation. Alongside delicious and appealing dishes, there are also some that visitors describe as bizarre due to their unique ingredients and preparation methods. For instance, some people on the island of Java enjoy eating sate biawak, which is grilled monitor lizard meat skewered and grilled until charred, then covered in a spicy peanut sauce. In northern Sulawesi, locals enjoy hunting wild bats and cooking them into a dish called paniki, typically prepared with coconut milk, chili, and various strong spices to eliminate their distinctive odor. When traveling to eastern Indonesia, such as Maluku or Papua, you can try sago worms, which are often eaten raw or grilled with spicy fish sauce as a common accompaniment. On the bustling streets of Jakarta, street vendors use cobra meat to make snake skewers, usually served with shallots, sweet soy sauce, and spicy peanut sauce, sometimes even with a dash of snake blood and honey to enhance sexual desire. Number 10. 1/3 of Indonesian women face abuse. A nationwide survey conducted by the Indonesian government on violence against women reveals that 33% of women aged 15 to 64 face abuse in their lives. Violence most commonly occurs against women with higher education levels and those living in urban areas. Data from Indonesian authorities indicate that in 2018, the highest amount of violence against women occurred within households. Results from an independent survey published by an alliance of women's rights advocacy groups show that Indonesian women also frequently face harassment in public areas, including streets, public transportation, workplaces, and educational institutions. The survey involved 62,000 participants from various regions across the country. More than 60% of women in Indonesia have experienced verbal harassment. Over half of the women faced harassment before the age of 16. Number 9. The strange volcano sacrifice ceremony in Indonesia. On the majestic Mount Bromo in East Java, Indonesia, an unusual and intriguing ceremony attracts tourists from around the world. The Yadnya Kasada festival is organized by the Hindu Tengger people and is a blend of ancient beliefs and gratitude for the power of nature. The festival originates from the legend of Roro Anteng and Joko Sega, a royal couple who were childless. They prayed to the volcano god Bromo for a child and were promised 25 children. However, after the birth of their 25th child, Kasuma, they regretted it and tried to evade their promise. The volcano god, in anger, punished them with a violent eruption. To appease the god and seek prosperity, the Tengger people began the annual sacrifice ritual on the full moon day of June. During the Yadnya Kasada festival, the Tengger people travel from villages at the mountain's base to the summit of Bromo, bringing offerings such as fruits, flowers, vegetables, and even livestock. Upon arrival, they gather around the bubbling crater and throw their offerings into the deep pit as a sacrifice to the gods. Some individuals collect the offerings using nets to gather what they can. Number 8. The online begging trend in Indonesia. The phenomenon of online begging is becoming increasingly popular on social media, particularly on TikTok, sparking much controversy and concern among the public. This form of online begging typically uses images and videos of the elderly, children, or disabled individuals in difficult situations, accompanied by pleas for viewers' compassion to donate money. In many cases, the donated money does not reach those in need, but is instead exploited by individuals or organizations for personal gain. Instead of wandering the streets for a few coins or a meal, begging on TikTok seems much simpler. They just need to record videos performing pitiful acts, post them on a popular social media platform, and watch the money flow into their accounts. A common trend among beggars, especially elderly women, is to appeal to viewers' generosity by pouring mud over themselves. This mud bathing seems to generate considerable profits. Unfortunately for these beggars, the government has cracked down on this type of content, requiring platforms to remove mud bath videos. Online begging turns vulnerable people into money-making tools for unscrupulous individuals. Their image and health are exploited to elicit community sympathy and obtain donations. Number 7. Indonesia is the largest archipelagic country in the world. Indonesia's nickname as an archipelago nation stems from its geographical location and terrain. When considering only the land area, Indonesia is the 14th largest country in the world. However, including its maritime area, it ranks as the 7th largest. Traveling in Indonesia, you'll witness thousands of beautiful and dreamy islands. However, no one has been able to provide an exact count of Indonesia's islands, as some smaller islands are submerged during high tide. Indonesia boasts diverse terrains, from majestic volcanoes and vast tropical rainforests to pristine beaches and scorching deserts. This makes it an ideal destination for nature enthusiasts and outdoor activities like mountain climbing, trekking, and scuba diving. Previously, the Indonesian government declared that the country has 17,504 islands. However, a 3-year survey conducted by an Indonesian organization found only 13,466 islands. The CIA estimates Indonesia has 17,508 islands, while the National Aeronautics and Space Institute reported 18,307 islands in 2002. One interesting experience when traveling in Indonesia is the exposure to different languages, cuisines, and cultures with just a short trip from one island to another. Number 6. Headscarves are an indispensable item for Indonesians. In Indonesia, headscarves are not just fashion accessories but also hold deep cultural and religious significance for Indonesian women. Headscarves are an essential part of daily attire, representing cultural identity and religious beliefs. The hijab is the most common headscarf worn by Muslim women in Indonesia, made from chiffon silk or soft cotton. Hijabs come in various colors and styles. Indonesian Muslim women wear hijabs to cover their hair, neck, and chest, demonstrating reverence for Allah and adherence to Islamic teachings. In some religions in Indonesia, such as Islam and Hinduism, not wearing a headscarf or hat during ceremonies is seen as a sign of respect and humility before deities and elders. Besides wearing hijabs, women who wear hijabs often avoid overt displays of affection. For instance, they might evade intimate gestures, especially hugs from men. This is viewed as part of maintaining respect and preserving dignity between genders. Instead, they prefer to communicate politely and with boundaries, maintaining cultural distance and respecting personal space. Number 5. The man who married 88 times. According to Tribal News, Khan is a 61-year-old farmer from Majalengka in West Java, Indonesia. He has no family or relatives living with him in the local village of Sipiande. Khan's parents are believed to have passed away, and his only sister lives in Bandung with her husband. Khan gained fame after sharing his story with a YouTuber. The video quickly went viral and caught the attention of several newspapers. Initially reluctant to give interviews, Khan eventually changed his mind due to persistent inquiries from reporters. Out of his 88 marriages, only 40 were registered with the Office of Religious Affairs, while the others were marked by traditional ceremonies. Khan did not divorce his previous wives when remarrying, as some wives did not want to divorce. Consequently, at times, Khan had more than 2 wives simultaneously. Despite being married 88 times, Khan only married 46 women, as some remarried him 3 or 4 times. It is unclear how many children Khan has from his marriages. His longest marriage lasted 14 years, while others lasted just 1 or 2 months or even just a week. Number 4. Indonesia is home to over 100 endangered animal species. Indonesia is a haven for increasingly rare, exotic, and beautiful animals that are reaching critically endangered levels. These animals include the Sumatran tiger, Sumatran rhinoceros, Komodo dragon, orangutan, and anoa, the world's smallest buffalo. The beautiful male peacock, sea turtles, and the tarsier are also among the endangered species in Indonesia. Astonishingly, while Indonesia occupies only 1% of the Earth's land area, its rainforests are home to 10% of the world's known plant species, 12% of all mammal species, and 17% of all known bird species. However, this natural treasure is under severe threat from human activities. Over 100 animal species in Indonesia are on the brink of extinction, sounding an alarm for a biodiversity conservation crisis. One of the main reasons for this situation is habitat loss. Deforestation, resource extraction, and urban development have destroyed many animals' living spaces. As forests are cut down, animals lose their sources of food, shelter, and breeding grounds. But poaching is also a significant threat to many of Indonesia's wildlife species. Many animals are hunted for their meat, skin, horns, or as pets. Illegal wildlife trade also fuels poaching, pushing species towards extinction. Number 3. Indonesia is home to the world's largest flower. Hidden within the lush tropical rainforests of Indonesia is the unique and extraordinary Rafflesia arnoldii, also known as the corpse flower. Renowned for its enormous size and pungent odor, Rafflesia arnoldii is one of the most remarkable flowers on the planet, making Indonesia the home of the largest flower in the world. Rafflesia arnoldii is not a typical plant. It is parasitic, lacking roots, stems, leaves, or any photosynthetic structures. Instead, it attaches to a host plant to obtain water and nutrients. When mature, Rafflesia arnoldii can bloom into massive flowers up to 1 meter in diameter, weighing up to 11 kilograms. This flower has a strange beauty, attracting attention with its thick, rough petals in bright colors, usually reddish purple or brown with white spots. However, Rafflesia arnoldii is even more famous for its strong, unpleasant odor, reminiscent of rotting flesh. This scent is crucial for attracting flies and beetles, which are important pollinators for Rafflesia arnoldii. Unfortunately, due to habitat loss and exploitation, Rafflesia arnoldii is threatened with extinction. Conserving Rafflesia arnoldii is crucial not only for its unique beauty, but also for its scientific and ecological value. It plays an important role in the tropical rainforest ecosystem and is a valuable resource for scientific research. Number 2. This archipelagic country is the best place to see orangutans. Besides Malaysia's Borneo, other places to see orangutans in the world include Sumatra and the Indonesian part of Borneo. There are 3 species of orangutans: Bornean orangutans, Sumatran orangutans, and Tapanuli orangutans. Tanjung Puting National Park in central Kalimantan, Borneo, is one of the best places to see orangutans in their natural habitat. This national park covers over 4,000 square kilometers and is home to a large orangutan population. Visitors can explore Tanjung Puting National Park through river tours, traveling by boats known as klotoks along the Sekunaya River. River tours provide opportunities to see orangutans and many other wildlife species, such as proboscis monkeys, gibbons, and various bird species. Bukit Lawang in North Sumatra is a popular destination for observing wild orangutans. This location is situated near the Gunung Leuser National Park, a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve and one of the largest remaining rainforests in Southeast Asia. Visitors can take guided treks to see orangutans in their natural habitat. The Bohorok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center in Bukit Lawang focuses on rescuing and rehabilitating orangutans, preparing them for a return to the wild. Visitors can witness orangutans being rehabilitated and released back into the forest. Number 1. Traffic is a nightmare for the people of Indonesia. Traffic congestion is a significant problem in Indonesian cities, especially in the capital, Jakarta. Indonesia has a large population and rapid urbanization, leading to an increase in the number of vehicles on the roads. Jakarta is notorious for its severe traffic jams, with long commutes and delays affecting daily life and productivity. Public transportation infrastructure is improving but still inadequate to meet the needs of the growing population, contributing to the reliance on private vehicles. According to data from the Ministry of Transportation, in 2020, traffic congestion in Jakarta cost the economy around 100 trillion rupiah, approximately $6.8 billion annually. The situation is exacerbated by the lack of efficient public transportation, inadequate road infrastructure, and the rapid growth of motor vehicles. To address this issue, the government has implemented several measures, such as expanding public transportation systems, improving road infrastructure, and implementing traffic management strategies. Despite these efforts, traffic congestion remains a major challenge for Indonesia, impacting the quality of life for its residents and posing significant economic and environmental challenges. And that's it from this video. See you in the next one.